Hey, Blue Table fans, it is day 2 of Valhalla, and on camera, and just a little heads up, it looks a little dimmer than it really is here. But anyway, I'm here with Jason.
Hello.
Ba-da-dum-bum, ba-da-dum-bum, ba-da-da-da-dum-bum. So Jason and I are playing a 2,000 point Warhammer Fantasy game, High Elves v Vampire Counts, and he's got White Lions, a Horde of Spearmen, some Phoenix Guard, 2 heroes. Where's your mount? Is your mounted hero actually attached?
Right, he's attached to it.
Oh, great. And a bolt thrower. So something tells me there's a lot of badness in these units. It's been concentrated. Now on my end, what I did is I took little units, so I kind of force deployed him by deploying my dire wolves, vampire bats, and these guys. And basically, then, so what? If you see the battle line here, I've kind of skewed it over to this side. You got to watch your bubbles when you're playing vampire counts. So here's my vampire lord. So 12 inches is going to allow these guys to march, these guys to march, these guys to march. That's something I learned in my last game, which is the things that you want to run up and attack enemy war machines. Make sure they're in the vampire leader's radius, 12-inch radius on turn 1. Because then otherwise they can't march. So be careful with that. I'm about to do the Hound's Vanguard movement. I do have some ethereal guys here. These are Cairn race, something I've always wanted to field. We'll see who can get to them first, if Jason can magic them away. And Jason and I are hoping to do like a morning show type thing, because we are definitely talking shop over here, and I think there's some interesting things to be discussed. And hopefully I won't completely talk over him.
Never. I'll try to fight my way in there.
That's wonderful.
So, yeah, should be pretty awesome. Looking forward to it.
And that's what happens when I stop talking. The sea becomes becalmed. Alright, anyway, this isn't a bat rep, just wanted to show you the game. I'll probably throw out some updates there just for kicks. But anyway, so the Mortis engine is within 12 inches of my 1, 2, 3 casters. I have 2. God, this shows up so starkly on the camera. I have my 2 level 1 Necromancers there. So I'm still keen on Necromancer battery. I'm trying to keep them within range of the Black Knights because those were so successful last time. We'll see if the Black Knights survive against the White Lions. And yeah, it's time to roll for first turn. And let's go. Jason gets +1 because he was
not good enough.
So 4-1, but I do have a cocked dice here. So up, but still a 6. Okay, great. So you know, that's a toughie. Okay, Vampire Counts turn 1. Basically, if you look at the entire board here, I just moved a flank out this way. Got the Black Knights. That's my Lord, so I'm minding my bubbles. My 12 inches basically has pretty much everything in there. But I'm keeping things fairly tight with the Mortis engine in range of all my wizards. There's 1, 2, 3. And also minding my Vampire Lord. These guys are out of range, but everything else should be okay for marching. The Vargeists are great because they have Vampiric, they can march on their own, and they have Flight. Again, the lighting in here is like very stark. And that really shows up on the camera. It's like we're playing in a basement, but we are not. We are playing in the beautiful forests of Sundance, Utah.
Gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Looks amazing. Yeah.
And so yeah, just moving these guys up. Quite frankly, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this because the High Elves are going to be really quite a tough nut to crack. We're on a magic phase. Okay, Winds of Magic. You've got a 3 and a 1. Yay! Right. 3 channels for me. Oh, and I boost mine up to 5. Alright, we are going to have the Vampire cast Wind of Death. That's a template that comes out and kills things in the way of it. So, looking for a 15 here. I'm just throwing 3 dice at it. I'm going to get a 8 plus 2 for caster level is 12. Plus 2 there is 14, so I'm 1 shy. Yep, so there goes my magic phase. But I can, except for one more thing, he's going to do Invocation of Nehek. He's a master of the dead, so he can get He can increase this beyond its starting size. Okay. And that is on a 5, or a 6 rather. And I make it with a +3 on the net with the Mortis engine. And that dispels it quite handily. So, oh well for my magic phase. I have no ranged attacks and no melee, so we're on to High Elves turn 1. Okay, so the High Elves just readjusted their line a little bit. They moved the white lions out. They moved these guys. And I tried to talk him out of it. I'm like, you're disrupting your line. You need to move up and be more aggressive. But oh no, dark shadows are falling, and good men quake. Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thought process: is if I go up here or try to charge them, I probably won't make it. So then I'm in this territory, and then he can counter charge and hit me with everything. So
you want to be, because my charge is average 11. So you want to be 12 or 13 inches away. And then now I'm like, oh, okay, I have to sit here or move up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
Hard to say.
Let's do High Elf Magic and see if anything happens. Oh, 6 and a 2. Okay, channel for undead. Oh, no way!
You gotta be kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have more Dispel dice than you.
No channel.
Oh, that makes me sad. I'm at 9. Oh, Banner of Sorcery. Roll 1. Nope, he gets
2.
+2.
So I got 1 more than you?
So he's at 10. I'm at 9. 9 Dispel dice. Wow. That is the best channel ever.
Yes.
Blam. Okay, so Jason and I are going to talk about the magic phase theory that I have, which is better off without wizards.
Right.
So
not with the vampire council.
Undead, yeah, they have to have them, but or do they? I could have a martial vampire that's a level 1 wizard, a token thing, and just
talk
be like,
about that too.
Yeah, be like, I don't need to raise units. I'll just buy units with the 300 points I saved on magic. Well, it won't be. It'll be like 90 points or 105 points. Anyway, you get the point.
Right. But the premise is basically that the conventional wisdom that you need a level 4 and you need to spend the points on a level 4 is probably wrong, or might be wrong, just because of the opportunity cost. I mean, what other things can you field in exchange for those points? And we think that maybe you can get a better deal.
Right.
So
remains to be seen. Yeah. Everything is proved on the field of battle. Okay, bolt thrower. We're ready.
All right, here we go.
Bolt thrower is shooting. What are you shooting at?
These fellas.
Yes,
here.
the vampire bats.
Right.
Yeah, they need to die. You're in close range, so you're hitting on 3s.
Yep.
Okay, so a strength 4, toughness 3. He's looking for 3 ups. And yeah, they're dead. They only have 2 wounds each.
All right.
Oh, but no, wait, I do have regeneration saves because of the Mortis engine. By the way, here's my vampire bats, which are awesome. Those are miniatures by confrontation. As everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of using alternate miniatures, which is another thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, because I've wanted to make my own miniatures battles game, and that's kind of everybody's dream. Everybody and their dog is doing it. And I'm like, wait until the 3D printers hit the market, and that are good and more accessible.
Sure.
Yeah, but you know what? I realized I don't want to make a miniatures battles game. I want to make rules.
Right.
So is that
you don't
such
want to
a thing?
publish all the miniatures.
Right. Well, I mean,
just create the system.
It's just the market's so saturated with miniatures. There's like a zillion, and they're doing great.
Right.
There's like so many good miniatures. I'm just like,
how are you going to edge yourself out or distinguish yourself against that kind of competition? They're already they're ahead of you on that. So
I think it's longevity. If you just stick in the market, no one like it's almost like people like, oh, another new miniatures game. All right, well, we'll see how that goes in the next 4 years. So anyway, more to come about that. Here comes regen saves on 6s. I just need a 6 to have 1 guy live. Bam! No. Lady Averages says not gonna happen. Kaboom! Still got the dire wolves though, but they are a ways away, good sir. Okay, my turn.
Might make it. I believe so.
Hit the red button.
Okay, it's on.
It is. And it is on! Okay, so here we go. I'm going to charge these guys to the bolt thrower. They're war machines, so they have to stay.
They need a 9?
Yeah, 9 plus I need a 6 between these. Oh, no! Look at that. 2, 2, and 1.
Not even close.
So these guys... Oh, and I don't move them yet. Failed charge.
Now, are they blocking you from doing this?
No, because what happens is I make all my charges, and I can charge here because I can see you. So I simply move them 2 inches out of the way. And even and
it's like you would do a wheel or something.
Like a wheel, and at the very least I'll clip. But that'll be bad because it won't be a direct
Right.
charge.
And we decided you need an 8 here on the knights.
Yeah, something like that. We'll debate it later.
They're
okay,
good.
I got an
They're
11.
good.
So these guys do make it. I'll just put a
Okay.
6 here.
I hold.
And here we go. Hey, can you just stop the thing? Okay.
Okay. Black Knights made it.
The Cairn Wraiths. And yeah, do I want to charge the skeletons and try and get these guys? By the way, we're running all this stuff that it's just nothing. It's
Right.
just decoration. So no, except for this middle strip, which has hard cover basically. So these guys here, they need a 6 to make it. Oh, no. Only 2. Brutal. And that really is all of my charges. So now let's do remaining moves, and this is going to be really fast. So again, we're just ignoring this,
right.
but these guys can.
Just want me to pull it, or?
These guys can quote march, so they're going to wheel. I don't know if flyers have to wheel. No, actually, it's fine because I'm moving around it. I think. It's
okay.
Like so anyway, I'm just going to go blah, blah, blah. And these guys end up over. I just need to make sure I'm out of your arc. So let's just make an estimation here. Okay, and just note that I had plenty of movement.
Right,
to get out
right,
of the
they're
arc.
fine. Yep.
So and then these guys, all they do is move 9. Oh yeah, and that's what I was going to do with them. I was going to just throw them away and put them like this.
Okay.
And be like, okay, Phoenix Guard, go ahead. But now the problem with this, with redirectors and 8th, is they charge, they kill these guys, they make a leadership test, and they reform any direction.
Right, if you wipe them out, right?
So I am really just throwing those guys away for no reason. So I'm just going to put them back here, just for kicks. Just to keep them in play. These guys move. Oh, so now you move your chargers in any order. So I'm going to move these guys 2 inches. So unfortunately, that kind of, well, the Black Knights, they can wheel once. So
right,
I think that'll get me into.
Yeah, that was kind of the question. Was right? If you wheeled once, you would be able to clip here,
well,
and then they would slide to maximize,
like this,
right?
I am clearing.
Right, and then you would carry through
once.
Right.
And then close the door.
Yep.
So that's how that works. Okay, so there's all that then. By the way, easier said than done to make a miniatures battles game. So these guys just gimp up 2 inches. And here we go. These guys are just going to move like regular-like. Just going to move them up like. In fact, you know what? I'm going to edge. I'm going to force your hand.
All right.
Yep. By moving the zombies up. And you know what? The zombies are a big old liability because they give combat res, and they're a great tar pit. But yeah, don't let them be part of your main attack. So I'm going to keep those guys a little bit back. Move a tad more aggressively with my guys here, right? So I'm going to move out. And the reason is I'm going to make sure you don't touch this terrain.
Okay.
Because I'm going to angle and leave them flapping out about 1/8 of an inch. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you close the door, your guys will be lined up.
Because you were saying it's a -1 to hit, right?
Yeah, -1 to hit, and it's defended obstacle. And okay, so there's all that. And these guys move up, and then I'm going to march these guys. And by the way, this is important because I'm trying to keep my wizards close, 6 inches if possible, from the Black Knights, because then you can resurrect them if you
I see.
So what? And I don't think I'm going to make it. I would need to be within 8 plus 6 is 14 inches, and I'm actually just out. But that's okay because I don't need to do it this turn. I do need to make sure that if these guys overrun, there's no chance that they can hit the unit with the necromancers, which is a lot of sweet, juicy, unarmored points. Okay, get my mortis engine up here. The dark pulse didn't do much; it just gave regeneration within 6 inches. And then now we are ready for magic phase. So start and stop. What you're supposed to do.
All right, here we go.
Okay, VC. Oh, 6 and a 1. Brutal. Okay, channeling. Oh, I got 1. So I got 8.
My channel. Dice. No, 6.
Yep. All right, go ahead and stop. Okay, so we didn't do the Vampire Counts Turn 2 Magic Phase live. I got Hellish Vigor on them, which should help, even though they are wounding on 2s already. That's a reroll to wound. And he blocked a Raise Skeletons spell there, and but but I miscast on Wind of Death.
Right, with your last 3 power dice.
So Blasphemous Tome means I roll twice, and he picks the worst one. So here it is. I got an 11 and a 7.
11 and a 7.
Something tells me. Oh, let's go ahead and stop while we look that up. All right, so I lose D3 wizard levels. So here it comes. 2 wizard levels. I'm busted down to a 2. So I automatically lose Wind of Death, right?
Right.
And then the other one is random. So we're going to do from a 1 or 2 is the lowest level, 3 or 4, 5 or 6.
Okay.
Here it comes. Okay, so I lose Invocation. That's the basic summoning spell.
Right. All right. Wah.
Okay, so basically I just I charged the Black Knights, and guess what? I lost by 4, had 4 guys left, and it evaporated the unit exactly to a man.
Yeah, the rerolls were big. Mine to hit.
Yeah, that turned it. Any one wound could have turned that combat. Because
Right.
if one guy had lived, they would all be back the next turn.
Right.
Because I would summon the heck out of those guys.
Right.
So, yeah. So those White Lions, guys, don't underestimate. I'm like, White Lions? How bad could the White Lions be? Bad like sticking your face in a blender.
Pretty bad.
Okay, so High Elves, they all charged in. My Vampire lost 2 levels, and that's terrible. I didn't dispel a weakening spell here, so that's -3 strength for me in this combat. Oh, this is looking really bad, and I was feeling so good about this game. 3 dead?
3 wounds, yep.
Okay, well, they just die
They just
horribly.
go.
Yeah, so just keep 2 over there, I guess. Thank you so much. All right, so okay, like 2 turns have gone by. So yeah, we're into it now. The Vargeis are working over the Phoenix Guard with these ethereals in front, and I just backed up the zombies. They can do nothing but add combat res to the other side here. He's had a spell reducing my strength by 3 over here, so that has not been good for me. And he's worn down all these skeletons. But now it's on. Now I'm up to full strength, and I think I'm going to have to just get in there. But you got the White Lions on these zombies. I think we know which way that's going to go. So basically, my line is kind of crumbling. I don't have any. The only thing is, this could go well for me. So, but it's your turn right now.
Yeah.
So whatever you do this one first.
Right, I'll resolve that first.
And then, so I can't get a cascading with the Vargulfs on the side. Right. But believe me, if I can swing it, I'll be doing that on my turn.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But really, it just depends, because if he takes this unit, then, and he's got plenty of wounds back there, so I'm not going to wear him down. There's just no way.
Right.
Hopefully I can raise some skeletons on my turn. That'd be nice.
Yeah, this has been, I haven't been doing as much damage as I thought I would have.
No,
because
you're doing the right amount. It just seems like you're doing all these attacks,
the terrain,
but
the -1 to hit with the
and
terrain
that was it.
Deal.
That was it.
Yeah, that's been a big deal, and then this whole column can only attack as BSB, so I'm getting like 5 attacks that cannot be allocated against the skeletons, and so
Which that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, that's hurting me
trying to wear
too.
them down.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. All right, welcome back to our Notrep. And by the way, the Valhalla, you can't beat Valhalla. You can hear lunch being prepared in there.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here playing Warhammer,
Pretty spectacular.
waiting to get fed. Ow.
Right.
Okay, so this was an amazing combat. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry I'm not casting this live, or whatever the kids call it these days. So I lost my last 3 skeletons. I basically lost this combat by 1, but because of BSB, they each lost 1 less.
Right.
So I ended up actually just drawing this combat.
Right.
But this horde is just like, I killed like 5 guys last turn. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, like 4, 5, 3, and I'm just gonna go through, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
effective.
don't know what it's gonna look like this turn. Over here, it's just 1 Vargeist against the Phoenix Guard made a leadership check to turn. That really meant those guys were gonna get chewed up pretty bad. But these guys are taking them.
Right.
And they can't do anything against those guys now,
Right.
because your combat res is banner, and that's it.
Yep.
And my 9 attacks are basically, I'm going to take out the Phoenix Guard in turn, because we're now to turn bottom of the 4th,
Bottom of
right?
the 4th, yeah.
Right, so then it'll be turn 5, and yeah,
We'll see.
there you go. Go. Yeah, so that's rule 1, is never stop rolling. Are we centered?
Yep.
Are we centered?
Yep.
Hey, Blue Table fans. So here's the deal. If I stop talking,
I'll start talking. And
Yeah.
then we'll go back and forth.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. So we played a game of Vampire Counts versus High Elves.
Right.
It was 2,000 points. So, and this is the redux that you normally get at the end, except we're sitting on this bench with pine trees. The pine trees aren't on the bench with us. Okay, so so how does this usually go? Oh yes, so you get. Let's do you first. Do MVP and
Right.
LVP.
MVP. Okay. MVP probably just the Spearman Horde. I think that's the right way to do it for a High Elf army as far as your core choices. You got to pick something, and so why
I
not?
couldn't get rid of all those spearmen.
Well, it's just a lot of attacks, and so just let the numbers work for you. And the other core stuff really isn't that good. Archers, Lothran, Seaguard, they don't hurt anything. It's strength 3 stuff, and their range isn't very good. So yeah, a Spearman Horde can actually...
Even with like the 40 attacks, you were doing like 5 or 7 wins.
Right. Some of that's going to get through.
I mean, that's good.
And you get the reroll with it. So it's like 40 attacks, but it's 40 attacks that you reroll to hit. So so that was really good. LVP... Oh, I don't know. I mean, the White Lions, I don't know. They didn't really do much. They destroyed a unit of zombies.
Yeah, well,
but
no, the Black Knights. The Black Knights are like, roar, and they were like, die, Black Knights, to a man.
Probably the Phoenix Guard then. But just because the ethereal guys got into them, and so they couldn't do anything, so they were worthless.
It wasn't that the unit was bad, but you can do that. You can do LVP per game, so that's a thing. All right, tactical error.
On my part?
Yeah. He crushed me, so he's like, well, I think my general
I think it was pretty solid.
Speaks for itself.
No, I think my lineup.
It was brutal, and I thought I was gonna just pound in. It was gonna be brutal. By the way, that's how I would fight too if I was ever in a fight. I would go like this.
Give us a double fist with that.
That's kind of like a T-Rex.
They wouldn't know which way was up after a while, because I'd be all over the place.
Right.
I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I don't know. You definitely did a good job of kind of manipulating my units as far as, like, I only had a few deployments. He had all these deployments, so, you really dictated where stuff went. That was kind of a problem, but I think holding back and letting you come to me, and definitely you got the terrain advantage on me where you were getting that big advantage of the -1 to hit the whole time.
I rushed out into the only terrain that meant anything during the game.
Right. And he occupied
that was
it.
Good.
Yeah, and it was very helpful in those combats, so that made it a lot harder to hit his guys. So you're MVP and LVP.
Oh, there you go. Can I just derail just for a second here?
Sure.
Because I did all these interviews at Adepticon, right?
Right.
And then the comments on YouTube, which are unreliable at best, usually. It's like, who
totally
is
random,
this?
right?
Are they yanking my chain? But it was like, hey, you interrupt people.
Right.
And I was like, well, okay. But then this morning, this is when like glass shattered.
Yeah.
I saw an interview where I was being interviewed, where the guy was actually only talking 5% of the time.
Yeah.
But I actually interrupted him while he was asking his questions.
I think it's a good strategy. Just get after it,
It works for you, Sean.
I don't know. I'm
If
questioning all my values now.
if people can get their point across, it really doesn't matter.
That's right. Right.
Well, there you go.
Well, you're telling them what they were thinking all along.
But I was like, I get it. I've heard half the question. I know what you're going to ask me.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to practice my politeness skills.
All right.
Ooh, now you say something interesting. Okay, MVP. So I'm up.
Battery's about to die.
Oh, just start and stop. It's like my gas tank.
Right. Just keep going.
We're running on fumes.
Right.
Okay, so
Right. Just push.
MVP is normally the Black Knights. So I'm going to jump to tactical error.
Okay.
And it was that I didn't do the math on that charge, which is that I was going to get shredded.
Right.
And I made an oversight that they were in range of the BSV, and there would have been one left. And that could have been a complete game changer.
Could have been big.
Right there. I also, the thing that lost me the game was forgetting to dispel the hex, giving my main battle guys
That was a big deal,
-3 strength. So I couldn't hold that battle, and eventually I just ran out of ranks.
Right.
It was
wore you down.
terrible. So you got to really pay attention, and I like sticking with the same army. Vampire counts are great. Vampire Lord is awesome. The LVP, I'm gonna make it zombies. I'm sure they do what they do great. They're super cheap.
Right.
They're but if I had gotten them in at the right moment,
what if you would have
when
charged
I would
them?
have had more ranks than you?
Right. What if you would have
been
charged them
steadfast.
instead of the Mortis engine? What if you would have gone in with that big unit instead of?
I would have lost even worse.
Okay.
You were
'Cause I would
winning.
have
You won
attacked.
every single combat,
Right.
and that would have just worsened my combat resolution.
Right, because I would have had a little spearman on that side. Would have been
Yes, you
tearing
would
you
have
up over
25 more attacks to my 10 zombie attacks,
there. Yeah.
and it would be so. I'm gonna get Graveguard. I'm basically gonna switch out. I have tons of skeletons, so I'm gonna put in Graveguard and drop zombies.
Right.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm gonna assign the zombies to a different tactical role. They're gonna be on the fringes as troublemakers to kind of get in those flanks after the stronger units have gone in first.
The skeleton warriors did pretty well, I think. For fighting troops that are more expensive than them, points wise.
Well, even because we were in a battle where it was all low strength, lots of attacks.
Right.
So, armor, shield, parry
Right.
basically cuts in half the number of wounds that you're taking
Right.
from them. So, everything's got its role. You just got to figure out how to make it all come together.
Right.
And I can't wait for the rematch. I'm really super excited about
He demands
that.
a rematch.
He does, because I don't know what happened, because he's only playing high elves, for pity's sake.
Yeah. Everybody
Right.
knows they're no good.
Right. High elves, really. The undead or undying or whatever.
Right. That's the new book.
That's it. By the way, a crowd has gathered around here. Like, okay. All right, well, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the Notrep. We really didn't do play-by-play, but maybe you get some tactics out of it, and and enjoy the game a lot better. So thanks for tuning in.